people like realize things are bad for you, and then they try to take a new path, and then evil prevails over and over.
But don't you think we could maybe help our kids a little bit? Like,
no.
not be...
Thank God we're here.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Hello, Natasha. Hi, Sabrina.
It's actually really exciting for me to have you here on our podcast because you and Sabrina are the two moms that I usually ask when I need advice.
We're a cabal.
And then I do something in the middle.
We're Kabbalah.
Sabrina's sometimes a little too loose.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I assume.
And I'm not as together as you.
It's kind of she's the new Moshe. Like, you need this loose counterpoint.
You think
right?
I'm kind of
but
uptight?
You're not really, actually.
Wait, do you feel like I'm Moshe?
Well, you know, this is starting badly. Cut.
Help!
No, I think that you know, there's a yin and yang. I feel like people say yang.
No, they don't.
I feel like some
Yang
people
to
Yin and
represent that there's
yang?
yin and yang?
Yang and yang. You know, like it's like there's a different way people pronounce that. But anyway, yeah, I think you guys are a good counterbalance to each other's parenting styles.
Well, thank
Who do you think's
very
a better
much.
parent?
Sabrina. Just kidding. I don't. I literally
We're going to want to clip that.
No, I really admire both of you as parents, or I would never, you know, want to do play dates. Honestly, I don't like doing play dates with people where they're parenting.
You don't align with their parenting.
Yeah.
No,
Totally.
because then you get the secondhand smoke of their bad parenting when your kid comes home and talks to you like you're nothing.
One of my biggest parenting fails, is that I question myself so much. Because I think that's part of how I've gone through life is like ask 40 people and then figure out what I think, you know, but I'm not copying them. I just kind of want to gather all the information.
Copying.
But I mean,
Hey, you're copying my parenting style. That's funny.
You're like, I love you. And that's not just because Chelsea said that to her kid.
no, but I'm always second guessing myself, I think, because I also don't want to make the mistakes that other people have made.
Unnamed
Name
people.
names.
Yeah.
Do you want to say your biggest flaw as a parent, Sabrina?
I think my biggest flaw as a parent is that I'm a little bit sometimes desperate vibe.
With your kid? Like you want them to hang out?
Like sometimes I've said this before, but sometimes I feel like I'm like saying things and it's almost like I don't want to say the bad president's name, but it's like this. It's coming from a place of like if he's like watching a sitcom, I'm like, I used to be on one of the, like I could hear myself being like,
oh, you're trying to brag.
I'm a really big, strong parent and very loved, you know. Sometimes I feel that vibe.
I never get that vibe from you.
I am a little bit lackadaisical. I feel like one of my approaches is hanging out with people that care more about my kids' safety or are more panicked about my kids' safety.
You still want to say she's the better parent? I'm like asking everybody.
No, I don't stand by that. I think everyone has their pros and cons. Like, I guess what it comes down to, would I let my child sleep at either of your houses without me? Yes, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting gauge.
Yeah. I think he would be perfectly safe.
So that's the gauge for if your kid could hang out with another kid.
If she thinks you're a good
parent.
parent.
I'm just saying, like, thinking about if someone's a good parent, like, I think one measure could be, like, you know, would you let your kid sleep over there?
Yeah. But very high bar for where you let your kid sleep over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had friends over the other day that said before we even ask if our kid goes over to a friend's house, we ask if they have guns.
Yeah.
What?
What a question.
Natasha.
So intrusive.
No, you're just
Is
like,
that like
I never
a
thought to
common
do that.
thing?
I
Yes,
didn't think to
I've
do
seen
it, but
that.
now I'm like, I guess
People
I've been
have
sleeping at the
guns?
wheel. Natasha,
Natasha,
welcome to
do you know there's
America.
5 shootings today?
No,
Today.
but we live in this bubble of LA. I didn't think that like people who go to this
It's the
school-
LA bubble that's committing all the gun crimes. I'm kidding.
Remember that incel that shot up all those college students?
Which one?
That's in our bubble. Was it Pepperdine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I brought us here, guys.
You guys, I never even thought of that.
Can I tell you guys something
I saw
that's
that on.
slightly off topic?
Sure.
But in essence of being
Yeah.
loose. So we were in Arrowhead this weekend, and I pulled into this parking spot. I didn't notice that there was a woman waiting.
Uh-oh. Now, see, Arrowhead, isn't that they have their own shooting
They
history.
They do. So I pull into this parking spot. We're getting out of the car. This woman rushes our car and goes, "There's other parking spots. You don't have to be such an entitled bitch." And I go, "Madam."
I'm on her side. No, I'm just kidding.
No, well, so I go,
hey,
I got my 2 kids.
Sight unseen, I like her pep and vigor.
I kind of acted like it was a big deal, like they hadn't heard the word bitch.
Yeah.
Even though that's simply...
You're like, cover your ears.
Yeah, I was like, my kids are here. And anyway, then Shauna...
That is a big deal. I mean, that's horrible.
It's bad. It's like scary too, because you're in this mountain town, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, does she hate us because we're gay, because I'm brown? It's like, how is this
She's
not
like,
about my
take your
personality?
pick. Take your pick, honey.
And she's like, I thought it was very clear. You're an entitled bitch.
Yeah.
So anyways, we leave.
Yeah, I know. It's like, sadly, it has nothing to do with your identities.
No, it's your personality flaw.
Yeah.
Could you be in the car? Or you were exposed.
We're out of the car. Shauna, my wife has tattoos, runaway teen vibes. She's yelling at the lady.
No.
And then we're...
Runaway teen. She's like so boho.
She's boho, but she packed a bag and she ran away. And you can,
she
and
really
she will, she just was like a little bit stand by your man. And then we're like, getting the kid in the stroller and we're pushing away. And I'm like, what if she like damages our car? Like, what if she like keys our car? And so I go back and she's sitting in her car and I'm like, and she's like,
oh my God.
This is
that's insane.
No, but guess what? No.
Get out. That's when you just fucking feel a bullet whiz past your ear. Jesus.
Or you all of a sudden
but
are suckling a tit and you've reincarnated into your next life because you're dead.
There's a beautiful, can we do animatics to that trip? There's a beautiful end, which is, I say, get out. She looks at me like, oh shit. And she gets out. And I go, I just want to say.
Is this real?
If you were, this happened 2 days ago. If you were waiting for that spot, I did not see you. And that's really frustrating.
Wait, did you?
I didn't. When I pulled in, Shauna was like, I think that lady was waiting. So that was the energy but when she ran at me, but then I said, I just want to say, I'm sorry.
This is a classic tale, as old as time.
Of a gorgeous person making a gorgeous...
A townie, a local.
And then the city slicker
coming in.
But I said to her, I'm sorry. And guess what? She was on the verge of tears. She goes, I am so sorry.
Really?
As well. Bless you. I was in my car feeling bad. I can't believe I said the B word in front of your kids.
You're like, yes, that shit worked.
No, but it was so sweet. It was really so sweet.
A man in a mountain town would not have done that, though.
No.
Would you have been like, can I talk to you? If it was a man?
If it was a man?
No.
It would have been kind of scary.
Get out.
If it was a weak man, I would have done it. But if it was a man that seemed like he was going to beat me up, then no. But I felt like, but it was so nice.
This is why we're never going to beat fascism.
Because I apologized to her?
No, because everyone only wants to fight the not scary fights. Anyway,
well,
I'm in
why don't we leave here? We each pick 3 scary men. And then we finally defeat fascism.
Yes. I'm in.
She was kind of scary.
So you
ran up to
made
my
a
car and
difference.
said, you entitled bitch.
Yeah.
But now I will say, every time I've gotten in a fight with a stranger, they do have a point.
Wait, I wish you had her number so we could call her.
I have her license plate. I took a picture of it.
Let's backtrace it. Enhance. Oh.
Well,
yeah.
I have to bring up that when we traveled to Mexico with you,
yes,
we were all hanging out. Everything was great, and we were at the airport.
Why do I feel like there's going to be a turn?
And then all of a sudden, Sabrina sees an opening in a line over there, and she just is like, "Bye," and takes her whole family and goes into this like super short line. You kind of cut in line.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Now we're getting.
I'm telling you.
into
What
it.
did I tell you? I'm an entitled bitch.
So I'm
just interesting because you present not that way. Like I would never.
I'm really trying to figure out. Like I'm like kind of lost at sea here. I'm trying to figure out like, is this likable? Is this likable? Do people like me?
Well, you're charming. You get
I
away with
okay,
it.
can I
You're
tell you
charming,
something? I
but you're
didn't see
also
her waiting.
Conniving.
I am conniving. I don't like a
immoral.
line. I got to tell you something.
You're
I don't like a
charmiving.
line at all. I don't like it.
You don't like the
I don't
line?
like the look of
Nobody
it.
likes a line.
Of course, exactly. So let's go, guys.
But then you left your friends, this other family, and you're like, peace.
I was going to see you on the other side.
But yeah, that is fascinating. I love that the lady cried.
She was crying.
Like that she was sitting in her car feeling bad. And it does go to this theory that everyone is losing their minds.
I know.
And everyone, like, whether it's that our country is in the absolute shitter, or if it's just the internet and people being totally mind controlled. This is my vibe on a podcast. But I do feel like most people, if you dig around, you rustle around a little bit, are stark raving mad right now in the US.
Well, I think
I
it does
know.
come back to parenting
Well,
and ancestry.
Yes.
It comes back to that.
but part of the issues is like, we all think this, but then when we're with our kid, we're like, hey, how was school? Did you have any fun? Did you do any fun thing? You know, you're
Like-
trying to be as chill as possible.
Yeah.
Even though like you're at
You're
home
losing
or
it.
you're at your phone and you're like freaking out. Like, do you have any ways to
Well,
cope
so
with that?
this is this thing that I have a question about, which is gentle parenting. The energy, like, let your kids have big feelings and you're their safe space. It's like, hey, how about I model big feelings for them?
Yes.
How about I model that it's okay to have big feelings by having my own big feelings sometimes? I mean, I'm trying to have good emotional regulation, but it is sometimes some of those, I've unfollowed parenting accounts before where I'm like, you're expecting parents to be fucking saints and take it on the chin at all times. And it's like, no, sometimes we're tired, we're depleted, we've had a hard day, we've experienced a loss. Like, if you teach your kid to constantly stuff their feelings, which is what you're doing, if you're constantly, hi, honey, I was crying for 5 hours earlier. And now, it's like, I don't know that that's the answer. I think we can all agree that like the boomer generation had some shortcomings. Largely, they were untherapized and like stuck in lots of PTSD probably and all kinds of things.
And they were not worried about us in the way that we're worried about our children. Don't you feel like?
Which had good and bad things. Like I walked to every school that I went to. It was probably like 30 minutes walk. And I was like,
30 minutes?
By yourself?
Probably, yeah.
When you were a kid?
Yeah. To every school I went to. And now none of that. I mean, that's a whole nother topic.
But
which
also
is-
you're cool. That's what I mean. Like some
Thanks.
of it maybe is good.
Well, I think that the point a little bit that you're circling around is this idea that
it started with baby Mozart. And it needs to end with gentle parenting. Like it's too much.
yes,
It's too
I
much.
also agree. The gentle
Yeah.
parenting thing is like you're raising a generation that has no repercussions, that can't hear the word no,
No,
and all of
yeah.
that. And it's like we do need to borrow
Bunch
a little
of
bit.
freaking dweebs, If we got to split the difference between the boomer parenting and the gentle parenting.
Well-
And what I call that is common sense parenting mixed with a little of I think that's the middle ground.
Yeah.
It's using your common sense, but having a heart. I was almost going to bring like 3 parenting books that I purchased but never read and like say we should open to a random page and see if it's complete bullshit. But like you were always big into reading books, I feel like.
Because
like,
I would, I want to get all. Well, also I didn't feel like I had any instincts.
remember that book that was like, I feel like there's the anxiety generation. Everyone talks to me about this all ad nauseum
The
now.
anxious generation.
Yeah, that. I didn't read that.
What is it about?
It's Jonathan Haidt,
Yeah.
and a lot of it is no tech.
What?
Like.
No tech?
Well, no, it's like saving social media.
They better not have a book on tape. They better not know an
No,
audio.
I'm sorry. It's saving social media until they're in late puberty.
That I
not
think is
early
great.
puberty. But then the other side of it is the broken arm tax. Let your kid get a broken arm.
The broken arm tax. Hello, I
Like
mean,
we're being helicopter
I'm
parents.
definitely
I know.
broken arm tax, but to a degree. I'm not trying to get a broken arm, but I'm like, when they fall down, I like to see what their reaction is before I run.
You're the first person to talk about helicopter parenting in a way that made me understand it in a different way, that you said it was used to shame mothers.
Wait a second. We got a clip for this. Let's see this helicopter parenting clip.
it's a mom in a helicopter.
It's, we're here up in the skies.
She's like,
It's my aunt.
It's quite funny, right? Because I've been one myself. And as parents, we think we are making things very easy for our kids by protecting them from everything. But in reality, we are making things harder for them, because for kids to thrive, it's very important for them to, fall down, make mistakes, get messy. And it is all right. You need not to be a helicopter parent always.
Why does everyone think they know everything?
Well,
this
that's-
whole
The one I
vibe.
have been a helicopter mom. I have tried to, shield him as much as I could. But with my
Wait, can you
second born,
pause
I
it?
realized-
Yeah, let's pass.
Okay, did you ever read John Krakauer, Under the Banner of Heaven?
Yes,
So
about
it's like
the Mormons.
about like the advent of like
I had to
America.
turn it off.
And like one of the things that was happening when America first came to be was like all these religious leaders. It was like a fertile ground for anyone to just try to start a religion or try to get followers. And I feel like we're back in this place
Yes.
where everyone is some sort of weird like snake oil salesman. I feel like that sounds like maybe that's like has racist origins. I don't know. I hope it
Well,
doesn't.
this lady does sell snake oil, so if it's about her,
That's a side business.
you go to her site. It's very reasonable.
But you know what I mean? It's like everyone, you get clicks if you say you have the answers because everyone's looking for answers. So now you just have a bunch of like insane people telling you how to live your life. And if you don't, you're living your life wrong. Anyway.
I love that. And that's part of the reason why we wanted to do this podcast, is to talk about real experience of parenting versus this algorithm where we see videos on sort of like some perfect model.
Also, I was really terrified of, my friend who's an epidemiologist and like studies different, she just kind of studies. I sound stupid. I'm sorry.
No, you said epidemiologist.
My friend who's an epidemiologist, she is just more into statistics. And she told me like getting past 5 years old is a big deal for like your kid being safe, and I do think like I was pretty scared for like 0 through 5 because I was like looking forward to over 5 because then they just have more autonomy, but I do think like you do kind of have this feeling of protecting your kid in every physical way, at least when they're 0 to 5. And Chelsea, you telling me that, what if people are just kind of using that as a shameful thing? Like it just made me think like, oh, that maybe it's okay to helicopter when I want to.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just strange to have to choose your parenting identity. Like, I just out of a box of titles, like it's stupid. Like, yeah, sometimes you might need to be keeping a close eye and sometimes you don't. And I mean, the one thing that I've responded to is this podcast called Flusterclux, and it's about anxiety and like how to help your kid with anxiety, but obviously it goes back to you're teaching them anxiety somehow. And so that helped me think about it in terms of like I truly was just like, why would you ever want to be uncomfortable? Like I don't like horror movies, ironically, because I don't like feeling anxious and scared. And now I do scary escape rooms because I kind of am like, oh, I like the adrenaline rush. And like, anyway, all this podcast talks about it's okay.
Like exposure therapy.
It's okay to be uncomfortable, and it's okay for things to be hard. And if I'm not teaching my kid that is not priming my child for success in a tumultuous world. To only go where things are easy, only go where you feel safe, only go, it's more like, hey, yeah, this might be a hard day, but you can do something hard.
It's about like showing them a resolution.
Isn't it crazy? Because you weren't parented that way, probably.
I know.
And so, I mean, that's.
But we did hard things, but it wasn't because they were just gone or absent or I don't know.
Latchkey kids. We were like that.
She didn't know what a latchkey kid was.
What is a latchkey?
Wake up, Sabrina.
I'm here.
You're going to host a parenting podcast?
Latchkey is about a key that you carry on a latch. Right?
I don't actually know why it's called latchkey.
You get home and then you're alone because
or
you're with
latched.
your siblings.
Yeah, why is it called latchkey? That's like an old term or something.
Right, I would always wear it around my neck or we'd hide it in a rock.
That's what I know about latchkey.
Yeah,
it's
it
on
was
your
always
neck.
under something back in the day.
Type
It's also
of
like
key. It's probably from the
Oh,
It's a
50s
child
or
who returns
something.
home from school to an empty house. What an awful signifier for pedophiles out there, or like for anyone who's
well,
like
you're not like wearing it around your neck and you're walking around like
no, but like
holding the
take it
key.
off the neck.
It's a bell.
Put it somewhere a little more secretive.
No, they were honestly often hidden under rocks and things like that, which is funny because like if you wanted to rob
Natasha's
a house,
was on her neck.
We had one in a rock.
Okay.
Yeah. It must have just been such prime days for house robberies back in that day where keys were under rocks.
Yeah, you see like a plastic looking
Yeah,
rock,
you're
and you're
like,
like,
"Oh,
all
let me
right,
lift
well,
that."
we got our next.
Plastic, like it's a fake rock.
Do we know what age you can leave your kid alone? Legally?
18 now.
Legally?
Well, look at all these weird stories of parents getting
I
arrested
know.
for letting their kids walk places.
Which is so confusing because this whole book is about letting them have more autonomy, but it's like, I'm not
Well, but
trying to
it's
get
also
arrested.
like we've never been more aware of like how many sex offenders are out there. I think in the past we didn't know.
Yeah,
but
'cause
now you
every-
open up the Citizen app and you're like, oh my god, it's speckled with horror.
And beyond that, because of the internet, it's like you know about every horrible thing that happens in every township across the globe.
Of course. So it says in California, no legally
child-
defined minimum age.
Oh,
Great.
All right, cool. Well,
Perfect. Let's party.
soup's on.
Yeah.
Where you want to go after this? Okay,
just
wait. This
think
is
with-
this
okay,
is a
this
good
is
cue
perfect.
for bringing back the family computer. Let's check this out.
Bring back the family computer, like the living room computer.
What is this
the
angle?
computer that sits on a giant throne in the middle of the house where everyone can see what everyone is doing. Bring that back. Bring back the
That's
family.
it. That's
Bring
simply
it
it.
back. I mean,
But
this,
that's how it used to be. Like, you know, I'm sure people, because our kids don't really have phones yet, but I'm sure all these teenagers going into their room for 4 hours, the parents
Yeah.
are like,
you see, look at the comments. It's like seeing so many Gen Z people prepared to reverse the iPad kid damage. You know, it's like, this is what happens. It's like a pendulum, you know? It's like people like realize things are bad for you and then they try to take a new path and then evil prevails over and over.
But don't you think we could maybe help our kids a little bit? Like,
No.
not be like most of the people I know who have.
Enough said. The answer is no, Natasha.
How much screen time
Where you going,
do you
girl?
allow?
I just like the idea of the podcast ending. You saying, don't you think we could help our kids? And Chelsea's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no.
Let's get out of here. Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Well, that is an interesting thing, right? It's like I always have ideas for like content I want to make that's like urging people to get off. You know, it's like I feel like it's how we know how to send messages and things. But I do think like right now it feels like the 80s. And my hope is that the 90s is coming. Like we're going to get
I
like
miss the
a
90s.
Kurt Cobain. We're going to get like people who don't want to sell out to corporations. You know, I'm hoping that there's going to be a more independent tone in the creative world, like a post-influencer area where everyone's like, you're just fucking shilling product for corporations. We're sick of it. We don't connect to it. This is my dream. Maybe it won't happen and there will
But
just be
it
AI
could happen with our
stars.
kids.
It could and it could not, but I hope it does because I do feel like right now feels so fucking corny in the 80s and like
Oh,
people
you're
are-
saying it's the 80s in terms of like Donald Trump, everything's gold, let's sell out. Like,
Yeah, like all the
glitz
fucking
and-
just influencers. I think influencers are a scourge upon society, and I don't think it's a redeemable population.
And if we do get ad sales, this should be the moment where we break into like
Toaster
sherrysberries.com/good enough.
well, yeah, I do feel like my friends who have kids who are in high school, the ones in early college, the ones who let the kids like unfettered, like just go into their room with their phone, like their kids seem kind of messed up.
They
And,
do
like,
say
oh, of
also like
course.
keep your kid when they do screen time in the common spaces. That's another
Yes.
thing.
that's what she's saying. But also, I feel like my friends were busy and didn't know. They were like Jonathan Haidt says, they were just this reckless experiment. And now this is what we have, you know? But so I feel like we can correct it a little bit with our generation.
But it's also like it could be something, and I hate to be someone who's like, we need regulation, but I genuinely do think we do. It's like alcohol.
Of course.
It's designed to be addictive, and cigarettes and all that. Like there was a certain point where people were like, actually, I don't know how the age limit on alcohol or cigarettes came to be. That would be interesting to look into. But like, it feels like it's companies trying to, I mean, there's countless whistleblowers and things about this. Like there's people trying to keep us all addicted to things that are harmful for us. And anyway, I don't know the answer, but I spent all weekend on my phone and I truly just felt like throwing myself into the LA River afterwards. Like I just had no control. And then I'm literally doom scrolling. And I'm like
really
giggling
addictive.
at a puppy. And then I'm like crying for someone whose husband died. And then I'm reading about the, Republicans. And I'm like, I can't stop. I just literally couldn't stop the entire weekend. And then I'm like telling my child, get off your iPad. But I wish someone was telling me get off my phone.
I know. It is
I'll
kind
tell
of
you.
embarrassing too when you're like on your phone and then your kid comes to engage with you.
Developmentally,
like,
they haven't made that connection yet.
No, they're like, what are you doing?
But
And it's just
coming.
like, you're like, I'll be there. And it's like, to make the perfect zucchini pasta, you really need to make, and it's like, why am I here?
know.
Why am I?
And I try, when my child talks to me, I try to drop my phone immediately.
Me too.
Because I saw something, and everything I see take with a grain of
Your
salt.
phone
'cause
is
it's
so
all
smashed.
on fucking Instagram. I know, my phone is a disaster.
Shattered.
I need a new phone. But
I drop it no matter how high it is.
I saw something that there was like a study done that people don't feel that they have your full attention even if you're holding your phone and it's off.
Even if it's on the
That's
table.
interesting.
Yes.
And so I try when my son is talking to me to literally put it elsewhere and really look at him. But it's hard if you're like, if you're ordering something that you need or you're doing, and it's like, is that better than running errands with your child where you're talking in the car? Or is it better that you get extra free time because you've ordered something? I don't know the answers, folks. I just know something is rotten in
Something
Denmark.
is rotten. The phone is rotten.
Shauna
We
taught
need
me
work
something
on the phone.
because I told her I bought my kid a bunch
Shauna's
of
my wife, kiddos.
I bought her a
Mostly
bunch
kids
of chokers because she loves these like Taylor Swift.
She
chokers.
likes to be choked.
And
I'm
Shauna's like,
kidding. I don't know what's happened to my personality. God.
I told Shauna, I bought her these because I gave my kid an allowance, and so she had $10, and she just goes, can you go on Amazon to look for the chokers? And then she goes, that one, and then she just threw $10 at me, and I'm just like, this is awful.
You stuff it in your bra.
And then Shauna was
don't
like,
forget about the shipping and the tax, toots.
But Shauna was like, take her to the store. Ew. Let her pick it out. And like, it is annoying. Like, I don't want to go to Claire's boutique. But like, I think that would have been a better exchange than her throwing
really
$10 at me. And like,
It is kind of cute to go see them put the money on the counter. Is very cute.
yeah.
You were good with like allowances and money.
I love to talk to him about budget. I
You're
love
like,
his sense
you can't afford
of-
that and stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I think that like not to the extreme where he feels like our lives could disappear. I'm poor. I don't want to talk about it that much.
You set financial limits out of necessity.
Out of the
with your child?
necessities of my
No, I'm just
life.
kidding.
Yeah, I show him my bank account and I say, this is how desperate we are this month. No, I feel like one thing that I resented when I was younger about the way I was raised, I would go to the mall, I'd buy something. My mom would literally write down how much it was. And all of my friends would get these like, presents and snowboards and new outfits. And I remember thinking like, my mom is so cheap. But now looking back, it built a relationship for me about with money and how much things cost. And
Can I say something too? You're
yeah.
the only person
Imagine
I know.
I'm like, no.
No, not tonight.
Well, on this point, you are the only person I know who can like add up figures in your head like really, really fast. Like
You're
you know what
autistic.
your nut is. Like
Oh, I know what my nut is.
I don't pay. I don't have the ability to understand like
What
my
is your
spending
nut?
habits.
Oh, my
she
nut,
knows
it's
everything.
when I come.
What's your nut?
But am I wrong? You know that.
No, I think,
It's like savant.
But I think that is the like silver lining of building that relationship, and that's something that I carry into the way that I parent Wolfie, and I've been sort of like proud of that. And he, I think, has an understanding of a budget, and that we have a budget, and that it's not endless. And thinks about things that he wants in a different way rather than just sort of like, I think out of the desire to shield their kids from the darkness of money, people sometimes shy away from talking about that stuff. And I think that that's a mistake. And anyway, this is a really good transition into the idea of something that you, Chelsea, growing up, something that your parents did right, and then something that you were like, oh, I'm for sure changing this about the way that I parent.
You know what what's top of mind is cooking. So,
You're such a great cook. You both are. You both made me meals last week. And honestly, they were so delicious.
Whose was better if you had
Well,
to
they were
choose?
both chicken, which I don't love chicken. But
Give
it
out
was
numbers out of 10.
two of the best chickens, I swear to God. Like,
Wow.
because hers was like a more baked chicken. And then yours, you had some like milk. It was like soaked in some sauce.
I soaked it in milk.
Did you? It was so good.
I shook it up in a sock with milk. What did I do? I did a yogurt. I marinated it in yogurt.
It was
Sabrina
very
is a
tender.
really good
but
cook.
you guys are both amazing cooks.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like
so.
Yeah, we could open
You
a
are
restaurant.
really good.
We could
love
open
your
a
food.
restaurant, but I don't think we should because of Party of Five.
But this is what I'm going to say.
Bailey became an alcoholic,
Okay, I
and
don't
it was
know. I
just
was
a really
like-
big lesson in how, in like, no matter, even if you're successful as a restaurant, it's very
Too
very
hard.
stressful.
Yeah. Cokey.
Cokey, yeah.
But I do think like the whole idea of having a home cooked meal, like sometimes like when I order food too much, I'll be walking around and I'll walk my dog or something and I smell someone cooking in their house and I'm like, that smells so good. Just like a home.
You're in the window.
Yeah.
Didn't we all?
Yeah, I'm like leaning on the windowsill, like the outside windowsill, my chin's just on it.
It's like
and
the
they're like,
opposite.
what the fuck?
It's like the opposite of like 5 plastic bags coming to your house that you rip open and then
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
scarf this like food down that you've ordered.
The
It's-
waste is always really high. I also always order too much. There's always way more like butter and salt in anything you order. And anyway, so I've just been really enjoying like cooking food. Not to say I do it every single meal, but when I do, I don't want TV on, even though I did grow up watching TV and eating, and it is sublime at times to do that.
You wouldn't have a family dinner at the table?
My dad's house, we watched a lot of TV, and
Watching and eating is a delight.
it is.
But also,
I
what
don't
TV
allow it.
was back then?
I don't do it at my house. I really prefer not to because
You could be bored watching TV.
We
though.
get it. You let
couldn't-
your kid watch TV.
No, but
while
I'm
he
saying
eats.
like there was an element of boredom in watching TV back then because whatever was on was on. It's like what your parent you'd be watching like Seinfeld and then commercials.
You sound desperate.
Oh God damn.
So wait, did you let her do her walkout?
All right. Oh, she's found something.
Who's desperate now?
Hey, pipe parenting.
Wait, that's
on.
Morgan's nice
That's-
pipe collection.
Pipe parenting
This?
is when you hold a
I
pipe
don't know,
and act
someone's,
really
but
smart.
I'm sure it's fine.
Right.
Wait, so did your mother cook? Is that so? You're saying that's
My
something you're
parents
keeping?
both cooked, and I think like cooking, and I cooked with. I definitely cooked with my mom. My dad would make these amazing pasta sauces, like a clam sauce and things like that. He was great, and my grandmother cooked a lot. So I feel like even if like I didn't, not every year of my life have I cooked a ton, but it put it in my mind that that's something that you can do is make an amazing meal and stuff. Now, in terms of what could be improved, I think the main thing, well, which I already touched on, the anxiety thing, like encouraging a voice inside my head that's like, you can do it. And I definitely have that to some extent, but I do have very critical voices in my head. Don't know where they come from exactly, but I have a couple hunches. So
I have them too. How do we get? They're so hard to get rid of.
I think that I tend to micromanage, and I'm trying so much to use less words, less direction, and say yes more because probably my parenting instinct is to say no to stuff too much. And when I see fun parents like Sabrina, I'm like, oh, I guess I could just say yes and the world's not going to fall apart. Just say yes to, like, pick your battles, you
Even
know?
the little things. I remember we were at your house and you had this amazing karaoke machine. It was so fun. And my kid's like, I want to sing. She wanted to sing the Schuyler Sisters from Hamilton. I was like, no, not that one. Not that one. We
Pick
should
something
do
cool.
We should do this. No, because I was like telling her a different Hamilton song. And it's like, we're not going to know any of these freaking Hamilton songs. And she was so excited to sing this one song. And I like shut it down. Like, why? And I felt so bad afterwards because like it didn't go well, the one we sang. And I'm like, she had an idea and it's like such a little thing, but I just am always.
But that's cool. Then you thought about it and you're like, yeah, next time. Like that's what I feel like I'm working on right now. And there's always something different because they're always changing and you're always changing. But like what I'm working on now is the soulfulness of cooking and how soothing that is. And also saying yes when it's not going to make that much of a difference either way. Just giving that empowering, less guidance and saying yes more.
I actually need to tell Moshe that. Because he'll be like, not that book. That book's too easy. Get a book that's and it's like, sometimes I feel like, let's just let her, whatever book she wants to bring to read, like, let's just let her do it.
Yeah, you want them to like have their own sense of.
But he's trying to challenge her, like, I get it, and it's like, it's this balance of like.
It's like, I think we're just all having these like cyclical conversations with our child self, and like when you're bumping on her song, you're like, well, I should, it's like, it is this idea of like, what's a better decision to make, and something that you struggle with is like asking other people about the decision to make. And it's like, but catching yourself is the thing. I think that's why I do think that our generation suffers from over therapizing and overthinking it. And that's where you get these like, we should never say no to our kids. We should be so gentle. But the one thing that I think have figured out is humanizing ourselves and being like, everything I'm saying isn't perfect. And in fact, there's moments where I'm saying no and I realize halfway through saying no, maybe I should say yes, and pivoting and modeling that for your kid rather than putting yourself up on a pedestal where it's like, well, it's no because of no's sake,
I mean, and no matter what you do, there's going to be pros and cons, and you're going to have some weird thing that they don't like, when they're adults that you did, and you're going to have things they think are great. It's kind of like, I think about this with photographs all the time. Like, you can be fat or skinny and you can look good or bad in photographs. It doesn't really matter like your weight. It actually just matters the lighting and what you're wearing. And I think this connects to parenting, but it's like, it's not, you're not going to be perfect. You're going to do your best. And then, maybe it doesn't relate. I thought it did when I started out.
That's interesting though. You're right. If you've got good lighting and
you know what,
some hair and makeup,
kind of connected to this, but maybe not, is that Rowan is 1.5 years. He's so cute. He looks like a little teddy bear, but he takes sometimes a bad photo. And I'm like, oh, if I can see him as like so beautiful and then like look through a bunch of these photos and be like, delete. Well, that one's not going to go. Then maybe more empathy for us.
You should make a book of just the discards. And like save it for when he's 20. Here's your baby book. It's like all his ugliest faces.
Guys, we have to check out what this pastor says.
Okay, yeah, we're going to check out this pastor video.
Love a pastor.
Love a pastor.
I didn't realize he was a pastor when I first saw this.
You want your kids to blow up their life in the teenage years, make some horrific, bad decisions. You can do everything right all throughout the years, yet you miss this one thing, which is making sure that your kids don't hang out with the wrong friends and influences. I've seen parents do so many things right and not be guarded on that. Well, what's the big deal? It's their friends. It's what it is. And then all of a sudden in the teenage years, now we got this huge bad attitude. We have the kids that are doing these crazy, rebellious things, all because your children will become who the voices that are speaking in their life.
This is like straight up stupid.
So much.
Okay, let's cut it.
First of all, this guy does look Jewish, don't you think? Second of all,
because he's a pastor.
His whole energy, I don't buy it.
Pastor.
I don't buy what he's selling. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can control who your kid likes. Like, to some extent, like maybe when they're really little, but like when they're older, you can't be like, you can never hang out. I mean, I don't know.
I would always want to hang out with the people.
But can't you start being like, whoa, Dustin's kind of annoying, isn't he?
You plant the seed.
Sort of
you do like tailoring? FBI, like psyops on your kid. You're like,
look at this picture of Dustin.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Dustin gets any girls. Maybe because of how he smells in his outfit. Yeah.
Well, it's also this sweet spot between like, you know, being cool. You kind of need to find sometimes those friends that are like a little on the edge, but not drug dealers or whatever, like are the ones who are going to make you a little more
The seedy friends are more interesting.
Yeah. Like I always felt like I was lucky to get kind of cool friends who were like a little bit bad, but not too bad.
I mean, I literally could have died 1,000 times.
I could have died 1,000 times as well.
1,000 times.
On the back of a motorcycle in flip-flops. Like I the idea of the things that I've done and just like how I would pay to have.
Or shoplifting. Like I didn't know I might go to jail for that. Like, or juvie or something.
Did you ever get caught?
Natasha and juvie would be the best. She's like, are there slippers?
But like, I don't know. I do feel like we should, like if my mom would have told me, she probably didn't know I was doing that.
If your mom would have told you, it feels like you'd probably
I would have
do the
done it
opposite.
anyway.
Yeah.
Like we used to play a game at the mall. Like we would just pick a number and then like the third, or it would be 3. Okay, the third store we pass, you have to steal something from that store.
Oh my God.
So I would like go into Claire's boutique. I remember putting rings in my mouth. Like I would just
kinda
like
clever.
cough
I like
and then
that.
put like and then I'd get outside of Claire's and show my friends and be like,
imagine seeing a young person do that. Cough and put rings in their mouth. I would let them get the rings. I'd be like, you go for it. If I worked at that
we were
Claire's.
trying to be like clever with how, like it was like a competition. Like how are you going to steal from this store, you know?
Oh my God, the cough with the ring. They probably knew you were doing it, but they're like, that cost us 40 cents.
Yeah,
and then my friend Megan, I remember we were trying to get a watch off of this like mannequin and she just kept walking by it and like undoing it a little bit, like every time she walked by it, and then finally it fell on the ground.
Oh my God, there was such an art to it all.
Did you shoplifted too?
Yeah.
Why did we do that? It seems
because it's
so low
I'll tell
class.
you why.
We wanted
You
shit.
have nothing.
Yeah, that's
and you
true.
realize, oh my God, what if I just walked out with this shit?
Yeah.
I remember I was at Canada's Wonderland when I realized I could steal. I had like, the chicken fingers cost like $12, which
She was
a
cutting
rip-off.
people in line.
Yeah, I guess.
I cut the
And chicken
line.
fingers.
I cut the line. I get to the front, and then I realize, why don't I just walk by? Why am I stopping to pay? I'll have $12 in my pocket if I just walk by.
I don't consider that stealing.
What the
Thank
fuck?
you.
When
Of
you,
course it is.
No, when you sneak
in
into
an
a
amusement
place,
park, anything goes. And I still. And by the way, if you see me with my kid at Universal Studios, you'll see me cut the line. I'll cut straight into that fast pass line.
I used to
Not
like
in front of
seeing
people.
how
I'm going to the fast pass.
But you don't have the fast
I'm
pass.
ducking under the rope. You know what? The way you guys are looking at me makes me feel I shouldn't be vulnerable at all.
No, one of my fatal flaws is I try to be honest.
It's your funeral.
No, I really don't like lying that much, or like, I don't know. I'm kind of like weirdly.
You're honest.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks, Natasha.
Okay, well, if
Because
you guys.
you'll say something if
Autistic.
I don't think
only
of you
honest
as
'cause people
you're a
can't-
highly sensitive person.
Yeah, I still need to read that book. I got it back. I lent it to someone. I was like, I bet you're this too, because someone told me like, oh yeah, you're someone in my your comments after I did your other podcast was like, I think you're a highly sensitive person. So then I got my book back, but
That's like a new term though, highly sensitive.
okay, I have to say something. My hip flexors are getting tight because I'm sitting on 3
We can
books.
wrap it up.
We can
No,
wrap
I'm
this
gonna
up.
just remove the books and see now, like, how the other half lives.
That's right. If you didn't guess, Chelsea has been sitting on 2 books this whole time.
Wow,
That's why the episode's been titled 2 Books.
that's amazing.
You know why I stopped shoplifting? I was at Kmart once and I saw this woman come in who was like an adult. And she was just kind of like looking around and then she just started putting stuff in her purse. And I was like,
It was the ghost of Christmas future.
I was just like, this is not cool. Like I could just kind of see this.
You were like, this is what
didn't-
I'll become.
Yeah, like it just felt like I don't want
That's
to.
how I felt when I was a young comedian and I looked at like older comedians' MySpace schedules of like their shows and it was like Chuckle Hut, Milwaukee, whatever. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. And
That's how I felt too.
And those were the successful people.
right.
But I got caught. That's why I stopped stealing.
Oh, you went to
Oh
jail?
my God, you have an olive tree?
Yeah, have as many as you want.
I
By the way.
love olives.
Wait, did you go to juvie?
No, but I got caught with my dad, and it was so embarrassing.
How old were you?
I was like 11, and I was at Dominion grocery store. Got kicked out, not allowed in there anymore. But I was on a bit of a tear where I just started, it was like a video game for me. At this point, I was klepto. But I was only ever stealing gum, chocolate bars, very low level. You know, it started with chicken fingers, escalated to Kit
Getting
Kats.
hungry.
Okay, so
Sounds good.
Gum. I was
chocolate, chicken fingers. I'm like, let's go to dinner.
Let's go to dinner. Do you want to go?
No. Finish your
story and then we'll go.
Well, I stole one piece of gum here, and then
one pack.
and then I flew too close to the sun. I stole a whole sleeve of gum that I put up my vest.
One of those big long things, like 5
That's so crinkly
You said
and
up
noisy
my
too.
vest.
Why
I thought
did
you were
you-
going to say
I'm
badge.
wearing a vest. I'm wearing a Nike reversible vest. I put it here.
With your dad? That is so bold.
That's
I know,
crazy
It was so
town.
dumb. And then we check out of the grocery store. We're on our way to a tennis tournament.
It does make you less susceptible though, because you're with the dad. You
That's-
wouldn't. If two
he's my
kids,
cover.
you would think. Yeah, he
He's
was
my beard.
good cover. Okay, so you're on your way to a tennis game.
So I'm on my way to a tennis tournament. I always thought like I'm invincible because if anybody catches me, I'll just say like, oh, I just was like tricking my dad. Have as many as you want. I was like, oh, I was just tricking my dad. Like I was just gonna like put it down when we pay. But I never thought what happens when you leave the store. I never had an excuse for that. And so we're walking out and this man that works there is like, excuse me, sir. Your daughter has something that belongs to the store. And I turn around and he goes, the gum? And I'm like,
The gum, please.
and so
That was his big moment.
I revealed the wrong gum.
You did too?
I took out the small packet
Yeah.
gum and he goes, that's not the gum I'm talking about. And then I went full psycho person on cops running through the parking lot.
No.
I ran.
What?
Jeez, your dad's
ran.
going to get
I
apprehended.
know, my poor dad. I run. I go, he's lying. He just hates young people is what I said. Which it does go back to the lady in the parking
Yes,
lot
of
being like
course.
entitled, but she's like, it's because I'm brown, it's because I'm gay, it's because, you
Yeah.
have our gum.
Yeah.
I'm running
You
through
stole
the parking
my
lot.
parking spot.
I shake out the gum. I kick it under a car. The man
Oh,
comes over.
you went and hid and did that.
I kick it under the car, and the man comes up to me, and he looks at me, and he looks under the car, and he looks at me again, and I go, please, I'll never do it again.
That's
Please,
so
please, please, please,
funny.
please. And then he says to my dad, he goes, your daughter is never allowed to come back here again.
But you could go.
Well,
You should film it.
It's broken down now. It's a whole other story.
And then how did your dad
had that
reprimand you? What was your
he was
punishment?
in the car. I was shaking. The real punishment was that I played that tournament. I did not hit one ball. I'm not lying. Like they served to me and I just stood there. I was shaking. And then in the car, my dad goes, if you ever steal even one penny candy, those bastards will get you. And I love that he was still kind of on my
Bastards
side.
will get you. That's hilarious. This is where it comes from.
But
Yeah.
the idea,
He's like, they're against the young. You nailed it. He's like, you absolutely nailed it, kiddo.
Yes.
The system is stacked against the
Grocery
young.
stores hate the youth.
you know what else is crazy about that story though? If my daughter was like killing it at tennis and she asked me to buy a pack of gum,
No, that's
I'd
what he was.
buy her a fucking pack of gum.
No, it was not him at all. That's what he said too. He's like, why don't you just, I would buy you gum. But for me at that moment, it was about like literally, I can only compare it to a video game where it was like, I want to see what I can get away
Is
with.
the game called Humiliate Dad?
I think we did this episode, right?
So what you've learned today is do whatever you want.
Do what you
Try to be
want.
good.
Try to be good.
Yeah, but allow yourself to have your feelings. But,
Try to say yes a little more.
yeah, but sometimes
the
you do
small
got to
ones.
lay down the law and sometimes with some emotion.
Sometimes you admit you cut lines with your kid and that's going to have judgment, but who cares?
And don't follow these charlatans online and don't feel guilty about every fucking choice you make because some weirdo is trying to get followers. Like,
Yeah, like the words that you choose are like, don't ever say that, don't do that, don't do that. And it's like, what makes them the expert.
And beyond that, if you judge any of us, not just as moms, but just as people, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck
Yeah.
that.